Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this video we are going to understand the Leetcode problem number 33010, and the question is to divide an array into subarray with minimum cost 1. So we'll try to understand this problem, and this Leetcode problem looks too easy, but if you don't spot the trick you will overthink it. So in the next 5 minutes I will show you the very greedy idea behind this Leetcode problem, and I'll go through in the very simple steps, and you will never forget the intuition behind it and the pattern that we are going to use here. Okay, so hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we are solving this problem, and this is an easy problem you can say, but it's teaches us a very important integrity pattern, and that mostly come up in the interview. Okay, so the thing is we have given an array and it's called nums, correct? And what is our task? Our task is to create a subarray of exactly 3 elements with minimum possible cost. So if you read the problem saying that you have given an array of integer called nums whose length is n, the cost of the array is the value of its first element. So for example, the cost of 1 2 3 is 1, the cost of the 3 4 1 is 3. Means you have to divide the nums into 3 disjoint contiguous subarray, right? 3 contiguous subarray we have to divide. That is why I said that our task is to create a subarray of exactly 3 elements, right? Subarray. Okay, 3 elements subarray we have to create exactly with minimum cost. What cost? Minimum cost. Okay guys, this is what we have to do, but there is one strict rule. Means the first element, as you can see here, the first element that is called nums at 0 must always be included. Okay, so basically you must take nums at 0, the very first element of the array, given array. You must choose 2 more element, right? Either these 2 or another 2. Okay, so you want the smallest possible sum here. I hope you understand this problem. Let me again go through the statement. What the question is saying, that we have given nums of element, nums of length n, the cost of the array is the value of its first element, and for example the cost of the array 1 2 3 is 1, cost of 3 4 1 is 3. The very first element that we have in the given subarray is the cost. Okay, so cost of 1 2 3 is 1 here, and cost of 3 4 1 is 3 here, right? So if you do the divide, right, you need to divide nums into 3 disjoint continuous subarray, right? So you have to convert into 3 this one, and we have to return the minimum possible sum of the these costs. So let's suppose this and some more value will come. Let's suppose 4 something, there is one more something is the 4 to 1 like that, so you will get 4 here. So you have to add all this, and you have assumed that this is cost, but this type of cost will be many cost will be there, but you have to choose the minimum one, right? Let's go with this example. Very first we have given 1 2 3 12, right? So you have to choose the array, right? Let's suppose that the best possible way to form a subarray is 1 2 3 2, right? So very first you will take this one, then you will take these 2, and then these 2 things we will keep together. So this 1 plus 2, and from 3 how many you will get? You will get 6. And other is also there. Let's suppose you are choosing this one, like we have gotten here 1 2 3 and 12, you are getting 15 here. If you're taking 1 2 along with together, then 3 and 12 will be separately, so you will use this sum and you will get 16. So if you see, the minimum is, we got 6, 12, 6, 15 and 16, right? So between 6, 15 and 16, which one is the smallest one? This one. So this is what we have to do, guys. Okay, I hope you understand this, right? The very first, whenever the array we have given, right, so the first element, let's suppose, is 1. This is mandatory, we cannot escape it, right? So now the real choices will be, let's suppose, 3, 2, 3, 12, right? Let me show you again what I'm trying to say. Let's suppose, guys, that you have 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is the given array element we have, for example. Okay, so the first element, let's suppose, is 1, right? So this is mandatory, we cannot escape it. So the real choice is here, remaining element is 2, 3 and 12, what do you call, 4, right? So we must pick any two of these three. Okay, so now you just think that if the goal is to minimize the sum, right, which two numbers should be picked? Obviously the two smallest one, right? Then we will choose 2 and 3, correct? So the minimum cost, definitely it will become what? 1, 2 and 3, and that will comes is 6, and this is become our answer. That's it. Okay, you don't need to go further, because we know that this is the minimum thing, right? We have the two smallest one together. So if we form array 1, array 2 and array 3, we get subarray, you can say subarray like this: 1, subarray 2, subarray 3. Obviously this will give you the minimum result, right? And that will be our answer. So here is the most important thing to learn from this problem is, once the nums as 0 is fixed, your only freedom is to choose choosing the two smallest element from the rest of the array, correct? So there is no advantage of choosing the largest number one. So this is a purely greedy decision, guys. You have to choose the smallest one, right? So if you know that this is the nums at 0 is fixed, right, it means we have to choose the two smallest one like this, correct? And the rest of the array will become. So this is purely greedy decision, right? So now the thing is, we don't need a real pointer here, but conceptually think like that one pointer is fixed at somewhere. Let's suppose very first here at index 0, and we can scan the rest of the array, you can say. So we can track the smallest and the second smallest. Let's suppose in this case these two are together, right? Because the array can be anything. As you can see, if this is 5, 4 and 3, so this is not the smallest one. The smallest one is these two, right? So you have to track the smallest and the second smallest value. That's it. In one pass, no sorting needed. If there is 1, 5, 4, 3, so very first you know that this is our element. Then we will scan the smallest one and the second smallest one, right? These two element and this element become 3 elements, right? So you should understand what we are doing here. Okay, let me show you how to write the code like this. So as you can see here, we have to take the very first element. We will take the first, then we need two minimums, so we will take min1 and min2, and then we'll say I equal to 1 and I should be less than the nums, means we will scan the all element from 1 to the last, because at 0 we have already chosen. So we have to find the two more, right, minimum, and we'll check nums at I is less than nums at 1, right? Then we will update nums at 1 and nums at 2, and then we'll define the min1, which will be nums at 0, not 0, that 1. And we'll check else if nums at I1 is less than min2, means this is our min2, and we'll update min2. Like that we will find min1 and min2. Basically, guys, we will track it from the given array after scanning the element, traversing all the elements, and we'll get the min1 and min2. So very first thing is that we will do the sum of first min and min2. So min1, min2 will add it and will return the sum, right? Let's do try run with this example. Okay, so very first what we want, we have given 1 2 3 and 12 in the array, right? Let's suppose this is what we have given. So what we have chosen, very first we fix that this is our first, and our first is at here at index 0. Now from the given array from here to here, right, means index we call 1 2 and 3. We have to scan from 1 to 3, right? So for that you need a for loop to scan. Okay, but we need two things, two minimum we need, right? So minimum can be either these 2 3 and 12. Either of these three elements we have to scan the two element, right? So we'll take two variable with the positive infinity value we'll take, okay, at line number 5 and 6. So we'll say okay, take the positive infinity value in both. If it is less than the value, it means what we will do, we'll say okay, update. We'll very first we'll check the 2 and we'll check nums at I, which is 2, is less than min 1, right? Yes, it is less than min 1. So now the value will go to the min 1 is min 1 will be less than, right? So we'll update min 2 equal to min 1 first, and min 1 equal to nums at I. So you got the min 1 here. Okay, basically we want to do min 1 here. In else condition, we'll check if the nums at I is less than min 2, right? Means we have to update the min 2. So we'll next time we'll update our array. So we'll get the scanner here. So we'll check okay, 3 is less than this, so you will update the min 2. So you will update min 2 here, correct? So both condition you are applying and you are satisfying the condition. Now obviously you will complete this loop, right? After scanning this element, this will not go either this loop or this loop, this condition, and then you have the first min 1, you will do the sum and you will return it. So 1 2 and 3 is giving you 6. Okay, this is our answer, guys. So that's all I have in this video, guys. But if you talk about the time and space complexity, can you tell me what is the time and space complexity? Because you see we are taking only two variables here. We are giving two variables, min 1 and min 2, and the first is also there, right? So at the end we are just doing adding the sum and we are returning, right? So the time complexity is just we are taking the O of 1 for the scanning the array, right? So it will take O of n. There is no extra spaces, so we'll take O of 1 as a space complexity. So this is your time complexity and this is your space complexity. This is very optimal code, guys, right? If you talk about the other approaches, what should we use? So we could also do the sorting of the array, but sorting will take, guys, O of n log n, right? So which is unnecessary, and when we only need two minimum, so at to finding the two minimum like this, right, what we need to do, we have to take a min heap, would also work here, but again it will take extra space because we are having the constant space here. So if you will take the min heap, it will make the code slower, and which is not needed. So the greedy scan is the best approach here, guys, that will work for our problem. Let's talk about little learning part. So how will you learn from this type of problem, right? So very first, whenever the problem says that this type of problem will teaches you an important interview pattern, which is when the element is fixed. When the element is fixed, right, you just need to minimize a sum that we have seen, right? How to minimize the sum. So always ask, can I greedily pick the smallest remaining element? Then you understand, okay, this is the pattern I have to solve like this, means we have to use the greedy pattern. This pattern appears again and again in the array problem, right? So to recap this problem, right, we just say that nums at 0 is mandatory, right? You don't need to do anything, but you have to choose the two smallest value from the rest of the array, means we have to scan the array, and one scan will do, and greedy, that will be our greedy logic. So we will provide this greedy logic, and you will find the min 1 and min 2 here. This is very simple idea, guys. It's very powerful. Don't think that it's not powerful. It's very simple and powerful. So if this explanation help you, please hit like the button, subscribe our channel for DSA explanation and interview pattern, and drop your comment if you want to understand anything, right? I can provide the thing. Okay, so I'm teaching online classes, guys. If you want to enroll in our class, you need to join our WhatsApp, right? So you need to ping the WhatsApp number to me, and then we can go from there. We'll understand your strategy, requirement, and we'll go through there. Okay, so to learn in the structured way, either you are learning learning for the Java development, or DSA pattern learning, right? Pattern wise learning or structure wise learning, you can say, right? So that will be our strategy to make you the product development developers. So join and let me know in section. If you are also learning, if you also want to learn React or Angular, you can join our classes. Okay, so that's all I have in this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.